if you could introduce yourself, your name, major, visual impairment, and the college or university you attend.
Good afternoon, everybody. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So my name is Danielle Cirillo. I am a graduate from the University of Arizona. I graduated May 2013 with a major in linguistics and a minor in Spanish. And my visual impairment is a retinopathy of prematurity, or ROP for short.
Hello, good afternoon everyone. I'm sure you're tired of hearing my voice. My name is Ann-Y Kwong, and I just finished my undergraduate, which was my bachelor's in psychology and minor in education at the University of California, Berkeley. I will be starting my doctoral PhD program in education at the University of California, Santa Barbara this fall in September. And my visual impairment is that I have Leber's congenital amaurosis, qualifying me to be classified as legally blind. There we go. Can everyone hear me? Okay. Barely? Okay, I'm sorry.
So my name is Ine Kemba, and I am majoring in English at Whittier College with a minor in political science. I'm sorry. And my visual impairment, sorry, I forgot to mention that. I am totally blind as a result of treatment for retinoblastoma, which is a cancer affecting the retina.
Education so far? Work, family, loans, financial aid, that type of thing.
That was so long. So, to pay for out of state, I did do a lot of loans for my school, and besides the loans, I believe that there were some scholarships that the Disability Resource Center offered because of my I believe if you have a disability, you can qualify for a scholarship. I'm totally not sure of the details right now. But besides that, I did do participate in some scholarship programs. When I was in high school, I was a part of the Star Achievers Dollars for Scholars, and I received a scholarship from them. I also was a part of Ronald McDonald charity, and I received an African American scholarship from those people. And on top of those, I also was a part of my church, and they have a huge scholarship program for everybody from kindergarten through 12th grade. And once you hit, the 12th grade, you get a scholarship, and I was humbled to receive a scholarship from that scholarship ministry at my church, and that was pretty much how I paid for my education. And looking back on it 2 years ago, I had to go through the process of repaying those student loans, which is a real pain, but other than that, going out of state, you have to pay that out of state tuition, and unfortunately that's a lot of money, but it's worth it, and that was pretty much how I was able to pay. Oh, and financial aid. I forgot about that, sorry. FAFSA, F-A-F-S-A. FAFSA will be your best friend when you go to financial aid. I'm not an expert on it, but that is another way to pay for your education too, is that financial aid will help you.
So I'll quickly reiterate, I had assistance from the the Gates Millennium Scholars Program, which was a scholarship for low-income first-generation college students to study at any university of their choice. And it involved a very extensive income check, as well as application process. I had to write, 8 or 9 essays, each at least 1,000 words. At that time I was 18, and I thought to myself, I don't think my life was that interesting to be worth 9,000 words, but somehow I made it seem interesting enough. And like Danielle said, I also utilized the FAFSA through the government. That allows you to get federal as well as state, so Cal grant. I received a few scholarships and grants from the University of California, Berkeley. And you can have the option to work. For me personally, my scholarships, I also applied through visually impaired organizations like Jewish Guild for the Blind as well. My financial aid and scholarship was enough to cover most of my cost of attendance, but I did choose to take some part-time jobs. Reasoning being it's a little extra spending money and also for work experience. I cannot stress now anyways, now that I've just finished my undergrad, you need work experience, diverse extracurricular to find a job, a career, employment, as well as apply for graduate school. You can be a wonderful book smart person, but if you have no real world outside experience, it would be very difficult to convince an employer or a grad school that you are a well-rounded person who's not only able to deal with issues and books, but also deal with conflicts and resolve problems in real life. And so I did work for the school. I worked for the Disability Services as a student peer counselor. I also worked as a school-wide new student orientation counselor. Basically, my job was to help all of the new incoming FROSH as well as transfer students get acquainted to the campus, teach them how to sign up for classes, etc. Tour them around the campus. That was fun. They were not very trusting of me touring them around the campus, nor were they very trusting of me teaching them how to use a sighted computer system. So somebody actually didn't listen and got themselves unenrolled in the whole university. That is why you should listen to me. Anyway, that was the point. But I also worked, as I said before, with the federal government. I worked both summers in Washington, D.C. with the Department of Defense. And that was a wonderful experience. I learned how to network. I learned how to use programs like Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, things that I really needed, skills I needed to hone for real work. But yeah, those are some of the experiences I've had.
Okay, so I have paid with a combination of things. I had, like I said, a merit scholarship from Whittier College, and that's going to, it's supposed to be for all 4 years that I'm there. I also got financial aid through the FAFSA, so the Cal Grant, and then student loans. I was lucky enough last year, so my sophomore year, to receive a couple of outside scholarships from a couple of organizations. So I was very lucky that year. And I also do work study, which is part of FAFSA. And basically, you get a certain amount of money every year, and you apply for a job on campus, and however many hours you work at that job gets deducted from that amount of money. And then you get paid about, in my college it's every other week. What I do on campus is I'm a Spanish tutor, so I go in and theoretically what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to help other students who are taking Spanish classes with, their homework, with pronunciation, that kind of thing. What I actually do is I do my own cooking. Because hardly anyone shows up. So that's what I do. And then I also, and this is more like a volunteer thing that is work study eligible, is I mentor high school students through the college admissions process. It's an outreach program that Whittier College does to the high schools around Whittier College. So that's what I do. And then my family has been very wonderful to me, and they have helped contribute towards paying the rest of what's left of my tuition and other expenses. Yeah.
So, give one piece of advice you wish someone would have told you about college while in high school, before you started.
All right, fine, I'll go. So eager, they're being shy. Okay, so I wish somebody would have told me that the University of Arizona had mostly online stuff, because I was so used to hard copy Braille that by the time I got up there, I flipped out the first time I had to submit something online. So I was like, you know what? Somebody should have told me that. But yeah, that's.
I wish somebody would have told me to step outside of your comfort zone. Because during my first year, I was very shy, at least in the dorms. I didn't go to a lot of those random welcome events they would have. And so I was more isolated and antisocial than usual. I'm very talkative in terms of advocating for academic things, but not so for others. So try it. You might, like something that you would not like. I tried goalball, which is a sport for visually impaired people. I went to a few fellowships, Christian fellowships, as well as joined different student organizations and clubs, checked out more honor society. So go try. You only go through college once, and it doesn't hurt to go to an event, and if you don't like it, you don't have to go again.
So I think I have to agree with Anne. Stepping out of your comfort zone and being willing to be uncomfortable is very important. It's something I had to learn. And I didn't know that. Well, I didn't internalize that, I suppose, when I was in high school. Because in high school, I was very comfortable. And in college, you're put in situations where you're not. So be willing to be uncomfortable, if that makes sense. At least for a little bit.
Before I end this, I kind of have to agree with Danielle about hard copy Braille. They told me in high school, you need to get used to recording, you need to get used to everything else, because when you get to college, you're not going to have hard copy Braille. And what I wished I would have done was listen.
One last time, I promise. Hard copy Braille, yes, for written text, but if they tell you to give you JAWS in lieu of hard copy Braille for math, tell them no. Because that's what my disability services told me. To do statistics, I can use JAWS. Now in statistics, they read you chains of numbers, and you have to go back into standard deviations, which are basically detailed computations of subtracting, multiplying, etc. You cannot just listen to JAWS go 5, 7, 25, 18, 32. I don't remember. So my school told me, if you could use JAWS to read history, why are you making a fuss about math? I told them that is different, wrote a letter, got it published in different online publications, as well as handed it to random people on campus. And at first they told me no, and by the end of my very lovely activities, my disability services told me, well, I guess we'll buy you a Braille display. Yay.
Self-advocacy, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, again, that word, you're going to be hearing it a lot throughout your life, self-advocacy. And, okay, so can we please give our panelists another round of applause?